How's it going, guys? It's Burgas here and welcome to another Call of Dragons video. Today I'm going to talk about hero investments, some traps, and things that I believe players should definitely know and definitely check. Now, one of the things in Call of Dragons is how many mage players are trying to be efficient. I mean, everybody wants to be efficient, but still end up wasting tokens. The dangerous part is that mistake doesn't look stupid when you make it. It usually looks smart. And you hear one player is going to say 5-1-5-1 is enough, another going to say max her, another going to say go back Mink and Grumara, and suddenly your account plans start falling apart. And the scary thing is all of them may be right, but not for the same account. Here mostly I'm going to talk about tips and tricks players are getting from here and there, and how good are there, and what you have to keep in your mind when you're receiving some tips and tricks at the end of the day, and how to navigate to know what exactly is good for your account. Let's start with the first false belief. Best hero means best investment. Now, I don't like this thing. Now, some players ask the wrong question. They ask which mage is best. Boy, oh boy, over the time playing this game for like 3 years and a half, I received this question, I don't know, almost like every 2 days, at least one time. Which is the best mage? But I'm going to give you a better question, not only asking me, but whoever you want to ask, because it's important to ask the right question. Is which mage is best for my account right now? And by right now, you can be a season 1 and somebody to tell you Mink Grumara. Or right now, the new mages that are present in the game, which I really like. Where is this thing? Oh my god. The new mages that are present in the game that I really like. They can tell you Verdun, for example. But Verdun is not going to be in your hands in the next, I don't know, 4 months. I really don't know how much, but you have to wait a lot. Especially when you're season 1, it's not going to be for your account. It's obvious that if you don't have access to a hero, to not think over this hero, but it still can help you planning your investments in the future. A hero can be broken for a while, a hero can be broken for a while and still be a trap for a medium spender. That's where a lot of mage accounts currently lose months of progression. And here is the thing. I make like 2 videos over this thing because I think it's extremely important, but you have to know your account and which heroes is going to fit perfectly for you. What I mean by that is, if you're a free-to-play player, most likely you're not looking at everything to be fully awakened. You don't look to have all of the artifacts, you don't look to have all of the pets, because you just cannot have. And one of the mistakes I see people are making is, for example, somebody go with, I don't know, Magrat with Thunderlin, and they expect to make the same amount of damage like some well. For me, for example, this Legion is not working. It's not doing enough damage in general. But for wells who have artifact, who have the pets, who have the maybe decorations, basically everything set it up, maybe it's going to work for them. But for me personally, this thing didn't work well. And I'm WoW spender. The mid spenders can have even more heroes. Now, why whales advise break normal accounts? Whales survive mistakes that normal players cannot. What I mean by that is, and this is extremely important to be known by majority of the players, is whales can afford to make big mistakes and get away with this. What I mean by make big mistakes is, for example, you awake some marksmen and you awake like 1 marksman legion, you awake 1 mage legion, you awake 1 cavalry legion. you don't know which troop you are. Now, in same time, you can have 3 Cavalry Legions Awakened, or maybe Mage, or maybe Marksman Legion. So you can have the same playstyle or across your heroes. But here you have like 3 completely different type of troops. So this is a mistake. Now the whale can get away because he can basically awake like 5 mages, let's say like 5 mage legions. They can awake 5 marksman legions. They can get the pets, they can get the skills, they can get the artifacts, they can have everything basically. So for them, it's not actually a mistake if they awake one hero. They're just going to stop playing with this hero. I know the game actually provides us with some events where you can take out the tokens from one hero and put it on other hero, or just get it as a season 1 or season 2 heroes, I don't remember. But you can do that. But still, for a free-to-play player, this mistake to awake one hero can be, some months of progress till you collect of the hits or tokens to make this hero awaken. So normal players cannot survive this type of mistakes. They can max a hero, fix the pet, upgrade the artifacts, and cover the weakness with another march. This is what the whales can actually do. But if you're not in the position copying the same investment path, you can create a half-built legions that look strong only on paper. This is why some of the worst advice come from accounts too powerful to feel their own mistakes. And yeah, my account right now is also powerful, to be fair. I mean, I have like 158, but this account is like 4 years old, and I also make mistakes. Don't get me wrong, guys. I also make mistakes. I have videos over my mistakes, but still, you have to double check every advice you're getting, especially if it's like long-term advice. For example, do this, and you're going to be fine. This is where the biggest traps are made it. Now let's talk about the one of the latest things that are coming in Call of Dragons. Now, why 5151 is misunderstood? 5151 sounds safe because it feels like controlled spending. And again, I'm talking about the Seuna. I'm just going to give Seuna as an example in this video. I'm still actually working over her, but yeah, at one point maybe I'm going to invest a little more in her. Now, what is giving the first spell? It's like skill damage factor 1.8k, which is nice, and get 1 stack of Sufuna, Moth Mark, and defense penetration is going to be like 5%. Each stack from a whole legion to ignore like 5%, 6 stacks. This is like 30% defense penetration. To be fair, with the new mages coming in Call of Dragons, I start seeing that the game is going in direction where they want to delete infantry, because who is benefiting from defense penetration? It's definitely infantry. So here you can get like 30% defense penetration. Here you have like the defense reduction 40%. Here we have 20% magic unit defense penetration. Here like max defense penetration 48%. So you see how solid is this thing. And the other 5 is this one. The Legion melee get 15% attack. The Legion's range units deal 7% more damage. It can be 15 when leading a flank legion, blah blah blah, and range units deals extra 15% more damage. Attack bonus, extra range units damage do bonus can go up to 30%. Now, why 30% is broken? Because extra range units damage do bonus is applying to all kind of damage you're doing. His damage do bonus. This is the power of the second 5. So you have 5, 1, 5, 1. Now, yeah, clearly we're talking about the Seuna, and some heroes are efficient in 5-1-1. 5-1-5-1. But the thing is, it's very hard to actually, maybe this is not the right one. I'm going to go maybe with this one. Now you cannot actually block the the second 5. So with the Seunia right now from the skills, right? I didn't actually level up, to the next level, but you can close this one, Moon Eagle, but after this you have to pray to not go for the second skill, which is Quick Winged Elegy, and to go on the third skill, which is Sentinel Break. Which is, a little dangerous, but still, like, builds like 5-1, 5-1 is looking like an investment, right? Now let's talk about the Siuna problems. Siuna creates the perfect investment trap because she looks like a future value. She can be strong, she can scale, and she can fit powerful mage setups. But that's exactly why players panic. They don't want to miss the next broken mage, so they start investing before they know if their account can support her. Here's the thing with the Siuna. I didn't invest in Siuna. As you can see, I'm like, the second skill level is, I think, from the Deer Walk. It's actually not from Deer Walk. I actually get it from somewhere. It's not actually from Deer Walk because I still don't have all of the Siuna tokens. But at the end of the day, I didn't invest before I actually see the other 2 mages that come in the game. That's why I didn't actually invest in Siuna, and most likely I'm not going to invest in Siuna. The funny part. So I'm waiting, and going after the hype can be extremely dangerous for your account. At the end of the day. Now, why conflicting advice destroy progression? Well, the worst part is not that player give bad advices. I don't think somebody is going to give you some bad advice at the end of the day just to harm your account. They, majority of the cases, don't know you. If they know you, most likely they are friends or part from your alliance. So nobody's going to give you some bad advice. The worst part is that different advice can be correct under different conditions. Here mostly we're talking about the advices the players are giving, and to be fair, I hear, because I'm making videos about the new mages in the game, and to be fair, I hear different opinions. Obviously I can make my own opinion, I can decide is this going to be good or not, but if you get way too many advices, they can be for different situation, for different type of accounts, and etc. One player can talk from the WoW experience, another can talk from WoW spender efficiency, another can talk from maxed pet testing. I mean, it's so different, the whole context around one hero. This is what I'm trying to say, is the hero is just one piece from the whole puzzle. You also need artifacts, you also need some pets, decorations. If you're not fully builded, it can also matter of the, some what kind of tech you're having. But yeah, always check it out. One of the advice I can give you is, if you see somebody performing good, check him out if he is close to your power. Because copying somebody who is like 200 million and you're like 50 million, most likely is not going to be a right way. But if you are 50 million and you copy somebody who is like 60 million or 40 million, maybe it's going to give some good outcome for you when you're building your account. So yeah, guys, just wanted to give my 2 cents over the conflict of the different opinions the players are getting, and sometimes can actually hurt their account. You definitely have to know the position of the player who is giving you this advice. Yeah, some are going to say, but Burgas, if I focus only on this legion and I only get the artifacts that we are having, and I only this, I only that, too many onlys. This is the first thing, and the second one is, this is just one legion from the full context and full picture. Because yeah, it strongly depends, for example, what kind of other pets the other legions are having, the artifacts and etc. So yeah guys, this will be for this video. Don't forget to hit one like if you enjoyed. Let me know your personal opinion. Wish you a great day and see you in the next video.